Deep in the bowels of the forest sits a small cabin. Wonderful things happen here. Sometimes not so wonderful things happen here too. Father Daddy is the daddy you never asked for. He goes to bed every night with a glass of brandy on his bedside table, so he always has something to look forward to. Chichenette lives in her kitchenette. She's always wanting to show you what she is cooking and where she got it from. Then there's Muffin. He's an old bear. He's been at this cabin longer than you've been alive, and he's got something to show you.
Barbecues, grilling, charbroiled, deep fryers, family. To set the groundwork for today, we're going to begin by setting the context. There's a man, there's a man's man, and then there's me, a man's man. Today we're cooking chicken, drumsticks specifically. And the way you season and marinate and dry rub your meat is kind of a perfect metaphor for life. It's the spice of life, the seasoning, the way that you navigate and go through things, the memories you build, and the way that you're remembered by others when you're dead. And it all starts with chicken. Drumsticks. Nothing more manly than a drumstick. I think of Fred Flintstone and Neanderthals. We've got my grill up here I like to cook around 105, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This old girl, she's been with me a long time and we've had a lot of meat together. I've soaked the drumstick in water for approximately 4 hours, and I like to use pressure-treated wood for smoking for additional flavor. It kind of lowers the acidity, and it's something to impress your friends with. So let's open up this grill. You're going to want to clean your grill just like you'd clean your life. And grilling is all about patience. And patience is a big thing because a lot of roadblocks and obstacles are going to hit you in life. But the more patient you are, the more you'll overcome them, because it's not what's happening, it's how you react to it. And if you give yourself patience and calm, you can just give yourself those moments in time to lower your emotions and lower your sensitivity and see things from other people's perspectives. So I'm going to get this meat on, and I'm going to cook this chicken right now, and you think about that, and let's get her on. Okay, she's done. So I like my chicken medium rare to medium well.
Look at that guy. Hi, I'm Chichenette from Chichenette's Kitchenette. But today I'm not in my kitchenette because I'm actually on a bit of a field trip and I found something really special. Have you ever heard of a chanterelle mushroom before? Well, I found some right here. If they grow in dead wood, they're no good. So just remember, dead wood, no good. As you can see, I pulled this one right from the dirt. It smells like apricot, or some people say a bit fruity. It's golden yellow, it's trumpet shaped, and honestly, it's delicious and nutritious. Something I like to feature in my kitchenette.
Whenever you walk in the bush, you have to be careful not to step on something living or growing, especially in May. The trillium has pushed its way up through last year's leaves, getting its blossoming done in a hurry while the sun can still shine through the lattice of this year's leaves.
Another poem from Mystique by Evie. Mountain of Mist. An early rising was the order of the day, as we had an exciting plan. Looking skyward, we would pray it wouldn't rain to ban our climb and day of play. At the foot of the mount, our eager eyes ran at the course, a veil of mist that lay ahead of us. And man, we had to conquer our quest. So we may drive away in our van as cocky as a jay, the adrenaline flowing, our eyes scan the ground for a quick start as to the way. We tread the twisting trail of embedded earth and rock, an exhilarating experience as we glance down, our nerves fray. 3 feet to go, and our thoughts turn to stand. Let's take a rain check on the mystified mountain, okay?
Today's a big topic. We're going to be going over feelings and emotions and how you organize your mind to get things done in this busy world of social media and online platforms. Your friends are becoming brands. You don't know how to deal with it. But nonetheless, a shed is a perfect metaphor for how our minds can become cluttered. Maybe you leave something unfinished, you chuck it in the shed. You have some thoughts and feelings on love or romance or something, and you just chuck it in the shed, the back of your mind, and sooner or later you're going to get disorganization and cluttered thoughts. So I just want you to think about that metaphor, because this shed represents more than just our minds, more than just our feelings. It also represents everything about who we are. And I want to remind everybody that when you're struggling with life and things are cluttered in your head, just take a deep breath, slow down, and take it one thing at a time.
Hi, Chichenette here. You might be wondering why I'm so dressed up and why it looks like somebody should be taking me out for P-Mal on a bun. Well, it is a special day, but there's no time for P-Mal because it's time to forage some chanterelle mushrooms. I've got a really special recipe to show you. It features my homemade sourdough bread, which I've just pulled out of the oven and is cooling as we speak, as well as a special cheese called Délice de Bourguignon, or as I like to call it, Linsette, because I can pronounce that. Also, it's going to feature some thyme from the garden, and of course, chanterelles fried in butter. Super simple ingredients, really delicious, and a total crowd pleaser. So I'm just gonna get right on in here. Oh, they're gorgeous. Now, it's really important when you're foraging the mushrooms, just leave a few because you want them to propagate in the same area. And always store your mushrooms in a paper bag, very important. I'm so excited. These are gonna be so good. This is quite the harvest. I'm really excited. Now let's get back to the kitchenette and I'll show you how to make this special dish. To me, it's really not worth waterlogging your chanterelles by submerging them in water and letting them dry out, but they are quite dirty. So I just like to cut off the ends. See, more dirt. Oh my gosh, the smell of apricot is overwhelming. So now it's time to slice our chanterelles. Now chanterelles come in all kinds of sizes and shapes, so you just kind of want to make them uniform in size. Bite size, as I'd say. So we've heated up the pan and I've let it get nice and hot, and now I'm gonna add the mushrooms with no oil, no nothing, just mushrooms. This is called dry frying. And the reason that we do this is we want to kind of zap out some of the moisture that's in the mushrooms. Oh my goodness, the smell. It's unbelievable. Woo, that thunder's good. I'm glad we're frying up. So now we're going to add some sprigs of fresh thyme from the garden. It's okay if the big pieces fall in, but I'm just trying to strip the stems a bit. You can smell a good thyme. Don't be shy about the butter. This is not the time to be counting your calories. So we'll let that melt in and the thyme bloom in the pan. So I've sliced up the sourdough into just little quarters. A big slice turned into quarters. And I'm just going to plate it there. And then I'm going to take our Linset cheese and I'm going to take a nice generous scoop of cheese, spread it on the bread. And then I'm going to take the beautiful chanterelle mushrooms and I'm going to sprinkle it on top of the bread. And there you have it. Now remember, chanterelle season's really short, and what makes those mushrooms really special is you can't farm them. You find them in the wild, and when you find these mushrooms, this is a great way to enjoy them. So you've got your sourdough bread, you've got your Linset cheese, you got some butter, some thyme, chanterelles. It's just delicious and nutritious, and just a great way to spend a rainy day enjoying what we foraged.
Nathan, nice to see you.
Oh, hey, Father Daddy.
So, new idea here. We're going to have some music. And this is an all original song. No covers, no anything. What's your song called, Nathan?
The song I'll be playing today is a brand new composition called That's Just Me.
That's great.
Sometimes I think about just where I was before. And do I miss that old abyss before I was born? And will it be all the same to me, yeah, when I die? 'Cause I don't believe in golden streets in the sky. That's just me, yeah, in my mind, subconsciously, or otherwise. Sometimes I think about all of the things I can't change, like how time keeps dripping slowly out of my veins. They think of me and how I'm perceived in their brains, and all of the grief that comes from being estranged. Yeah, that's just me in my mind, subconsciously. Oh, so unkind. Yeah, it's all make-believe. Oh, now which one is right? I think I'll leave. Yeah, call it a night. overcharged and underpaid. Yeah, I feel the walls closing in, sanity running thin. That's just me. Yeah, in my mind, subconsciously, oh, so unkind. Yeah, it's all make-believe. Which one is right? Yeah, I think I'll leave and call it a night.
Wow, that's great. That was much more emotional than I was expecting.
Thank you.
So when you mentioned the walls closing in, can you unpack that a bit?
Yeah, so that's just a metaphor for feeling overwhelmed sometimes in life. Not physically, structurally, the walls inching their way in towards me, but more, as a metaphor.
That's a lot to think about today, and I'm going to take a nap now.
Okay. I'll play you out.
In unchecked supremacy, it was the hawk that got the snake. The twist which brought death to the snake brought a reprieve to the grouse chick, but a grouse fell prey to a fox. The predator's action will pluck out the surplus, the unfit and the foolish.
Look up. Look way up. If you wouldn't flush it down your toilet, don't have it in your life. I cannot reiterate this more. There's going to be shit everywhere. Today we're going to get into something that is a great thought process for life, the septic tank. People are going to come into your life, and they could be shitty people. And if you fill your tank with shit, you're going to get a backed up, clogged toilet. So you need to fundamentally think about the environment of your life that you want to keep. You have to have a little leisure. You have to have social. You have to have some work time. It has to be a fine balance. And that relates to your shit level, your scum level, and your water level in your septic tank. Now, like many of life's problems, you got to dig deep. You got to get down deep in the hole, at least 3 to 6 feet, in your mind and in your heart, and you'll hit concrete. And when that concrete is, that's your floor. You've hit rock bottom. And when difficult times in life, when you're backlogged with shit, you tend to hit rock bottom. So what you want to do is open the lid and let some of the gases out. Release some of the pressure in your life. Just, I don't know, like go for a swim. Play around a volleyball. You need to keep things under constant maintenance, and you need to make sure the water's flowing, the scum is in the middle, and the shit goes to the bottom.